I trusted you. Throughout this entire ordeal, I trusted you.
I swear I didn't do it. How could I have? I've been with you the whole time.
Well, if not you, then who? Who else knew of the exact location where I hid the money?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. All I know is that I would never do something like that to you. I thought you would have known that.
I thought I did. I don't know. Now everything points to you. What can you do to prove to me that they're not a snitch?
Well, I can't. But how could I? I've known you longer than I've known any cop.
You can't. There's no one else who could possibly be. Now you know I'm not one to take chances.
Yes, Victor, what are you doing?
I'm just securing the rest of my assets.
Victor?
It was nice working with you, Sam.
Okay, stop. Good job, guys. James, try to be a little more calm at the end of that. You still seem a little flustered. And perhaps take the knife out a little bit later at the end. Just try it like that and see how we like it. Okay, now I want to go over Act 2, Scene 2. So, Amy, you stick around. Find Felix and Julia so we can get this done.
Hey, Miss Lindo, are you guys doing a new play already? Didn't you just close Trump Drummers 2 weeks ago? What's this one about?
Your father didn't tell you? Figures. He owns the entire theater and he doesn't even know what we're putting on. Well, this one's a new play. It's never been done before. It's called Spirals. It's about a formerly upstanding young man who falls into a life of crime. It's really quite good. It stars James Malfoy as a lead. He's really quite good too. I hope you get the chance to see it. I hope your father gets a chance to see it.
Excuse me for a second.
Coming home?
Dad isn't going to be home for a long time, James. But don't worry. He still loves us no matter how far away we are from him. Don't forget that.
I miss him. When I grow up, I want to be just like him.
I miss him too, sweetie. But don't worry. We'll see him again someday.
Crying isn't gonna bring it back.
Okay, I guess I'll just stop then.
James, your father wasn't a good man. He hurt a lot of people. You should know that.
No, you're wrong. I knew my father. You didn't know him, and the man I knew would never harm anyone.
You knew him as a child. You have no idea of the real person because you refuse to hear what anyone else besides your sister and what they have to say about him.
I trust my sister. I don't trust you. And I don't know the people who write the papers. I think I'll stick to what she has to say.
Suit yourself. I just think you should know. He's not someone to be idolized. He's an example of something you should strive not to be.
That's a hard thing to ask of a person. That he be so different from the man who gave him life.
For goodness sake, James! Won't you see reason? One should never try to emulate a killer, no matter how he's related.
You should also never speak ill of the dead. I would think you would learn to have a little more respect for those who can't defend themselves.
It's not that. He killed 2 men, James. In cold blood. Premeditated and everything. A man like that is never going to earn my respect, and he doesn't deserve yours.
So you expect me to what? To just turn around and hate my father? To turn my back on all the love he showed me, all the years he gave me, and all the time he sacrificed for me? To just throw all that out the window because he might have hurt a few people?
Might? James, they proved it in court. They sentenced him to 2 life sentences. Do you really think they would do that if there was a doubt in their mind that he didn't do it?
Well, a lot of people didn't like him. As a parent, even you don't like him. It's not too much of a stretch to consider that he might have been framed by his enemies. That's something I could see your father doing.
I only dislike him because of what he did. If there was no proof, I wouldn't be trying to fabricate any of it. I dislike him because he's guilty. He's not guilty because I dislike him, or anyone for that matter.
I'm just saying I knew my father better than any of you could ever hope to. And my father's not a killer. End of story.
Fine. End of story. You should probably be getting back inside the theater. Besides, it's getting cold out anyway. I'm gonna go back inside.
Fine, let's go.
Good work. Julia, I need to work out a few specific blocking movements with you. Everybody else can break for lunch. After that, we're going to take it from the top of the show. You have about 20 minutes. Let's go. Julia.
You know it's bad luck to go under a ladder, right?
I know, I just went under it, not all the way through. So I'll make sure to come back the way I came.
Well, make sure you do. Where'd you run off to a few minutes ago?
Oh. I went to see my father.
Your Isn't he dead?
Yes, he is.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine really. I just miss him, that's all. I never really got to know him. I want to know what he thought, what he felt, what he loved, what he lost. I want to know what it's like to be him.
I see. That must be awful. I'm sorry.
Oh really, don't be, it's fine.
Okay. You're a really amazing actor.
Thanks. I better be. It's the only thing I ever do.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just really never fit in anywhere else. Not sports or music or anything. But you know, that's the great thing about this. You can find out who you are as a person. There are so many different personalities you can try on. Maybe one of them will stick. Maybe there's a certain character that you like and you just be it. It helps you find yourself, you know.
And have you found yourself?
No, I guess the right part just hasn't come along yet. I'll keep looking though. I think I'm zeroing in on something.
I mean, I've always considered myself my own person. Like, I decide who I am. And I guess what I'm saying is that acting for me is just putting on a character. And I think for you, it's more acting is like becoming the character rather than just putting it on.
It is. I think that's what makes me a better actor overall. It's like internalizing the whole thing. I don't know, it's complicated.
Amy, could you come here for a sec?
Sure. You said that you wanted to know what your father was like. And you put on so many different characters. Why not just try your father's? Oh, and make sure you come out there the same way that you went under.
Will do. Okay, we're close. Let me hear you go over the plan one more time. We have no room for error.
Okay, so you go to the teller, and I go to the security guard, and I'll distract him with my natural charm. And if things get loud, which they will get loud, then I'll go disarm the security guard and lock all the doors. There's a fire exit in the back that we can use once the whole transaction is complete. And if any cops show up, we split.
Good. Very good. This whole thing should go down without very much of a hitch at all.
And no one's gonna get hurt, right, Victor? Promise me no one dies because of your little greedy endeavor.
My little greedy endeavor, my dear, this was your idea.
This was not my idea. All I said was we should earn a little extra money on the side, and you immediately took that for let's rob a bloody bank.
Keep your voice down. We don't need the entire church knowing what we're up to.
You haven't promised me that no one's gonna get hurt. If someone dies because of something that we've done, I don't know if I can live with myself.
Ah, sure you can. This is just too much fun to stop because of one silly little left.
Victor!
Fine. I promise. No one gets hurt and no one dies. Happy?
Happy.
Okay. Now, the important thing to remember is that although there might be many...
James, something's happened to your sister. I think you better come right away.
Mary? What's wrong with her?
I don't know. I think she caught something at the homeless shelter. She's looking pretty bad. You better hurry.
Yeah. You're okay. Mary! Mary, what's wrong?
James, you didn't have to come. Don't you have a little play to worry about? Don't let my cold distract you.
They didn't make it sound like just a cold. They said you picked something up at the shelter. I told you that place was unsafe.
Hey, if there's people willing to live there, then I should be willing to work there. Besides, I felt like this before. I think I know a cold when I've got one.
Well, if you say so.
James, she needs to get to the hospital.
She says she's fine. That's good enough for me. That should be good enough for you.
She says she's fine? Well, Dr. Mary Malcoy, master diagnostician, I guess we'll just have to take your word for it then, because you obviously have a much deeper understanding of medicine than any of us could ever possibly hope to have.
You know I love my sister and I want what's best for her, but who are you to decide how she is to be treated? Last I checked, that was her decision.
I just want to play it safe.
I understand your concern, Andrew. Trust me. By tomorrow, I'll be right as rain, and if I don't get any better, I will call a doctor tomorrow.
I'd rather get you one now. I really don't want anything to happen to you just because we sat back and did nothing.
Thank you for having my best wishes at heart, but I can assure you that
What's happening to her?
I'm sure I have no idea. Now will you call a doctor?
Yeah. You're okay.
James! How is she? Is she alright?
The doctors, they say they don't know. It doesn't look good.
Well, I hope she'll be okay.
Yeah, me too.
Next time will you trust me when I say your sister isn't to always be fully believed?
You know, Andrew, you have a nasty habit of criticizing people when they're in the worst possible state.
Buddy, I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying your sister's wrong about this, and could be about other things.
You leave my father out of this. He has nothing to do with her right now.
It's just, she's not the most credible person when it comes to telling you things you don't wish to hear.
My sister would never lie if you protect me.
James, look at what you just did. She was close to dying and told you she had a simple cold. Why? So that you wouldn't be worried about another family member dying. To protect you. To shield you from the truth you so desperately need to hear.
I know the truth. I know you, your father, and everyone like you are trying to distort my view of my father because for whatever reason, you don't like him. Well, alright, you don't like him, that's fine. Just leave me out of it. Don't come in here and tell me who I should admire, who I should look up to, and who isn't to be respected. You can go live in your own little fantasy world if you like. Just leave me out of it.
James, your father was a bad man. He murdered innocent lives. It's time you accepted the truth.
No!
James! Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. You'd think he'd learn to have some ounce of decency. I mean, for goodness sake, my sister might be dying and he decides now is the best time to say that she's a bad person.
He didn't mean to say that she was a bad person. He just meant that she was shielding me.
You mean treating me like a child, like I can't handle the real world? No, my sister wouldn't do that. She knows me.
James, you can't handle the real world. That's why you're in here all the time. In here, your whole life is constructed. There's a happy ending, with never any real repercussions. But this isn't real though. None of it is.
That's not why I do this.
I know. You said you do it to find yourself. But James, you're never gonna find yourself in a simulated world. You're never gonna discover a real person under there if you only look at the lines on a page. There's a real world out there with real people. People you don't want to know. Some that you probably never wanted to know. Or some that your sister probably never wanted you to encounter.
So you're saying Mary didn't know what was best for me?
Sometimes. Probably yes.
Oh yeah? Well, it makes you the judge of what is and isn't good for people.
I'm not. It's just, how can she be right all the time? She's only 6 years older than you. She can't have all the answers. You know, maybe this is good for you. Maybe something like this, something this dramatic, will be the push you need to find yourself.
Really? My sister's illness, a good thing? Man, you're just as twisted as Aunt you. Come on, probably ready for us. Go back.
Are we ready to get started? Okay, good. We're going to start incorporating some props and maybe some makeup. So if you have some props, I'd like you to find them for your next scene. All right? Okay, let's go. James, Amy, let's take it from the top of the murder scene.
This is my favorite scene.
Oh my God, that was close. What was that?
What was that? They found us! How the hell did they find us, Sam? No one knew of this place.
I made sure I wasn't followed. So they must have already known of this location.
The only people who knew were you and I. Somebody must have told somebody off, and I know damn well it wasn't me.
So you automatically assumed that it was me?
I trusted you. Throughout this entire ordeal, I trusted you.
I swear I didn't do it. How could I have? I've been with you the whole time.
Well, if not you, then who? Who else knew of the exact location where I hid the money?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. All I know is that I would never do something like that to you. I thought you would have known that.
I thought I did. I don't know. Now everything points to you. What can you do to prove to me that you're not a snitch?
Well, I can't. But how could I? I've known you longer than I've known any cop.
You can't. There's no one else who could possibly be. Now you know I'm not one to take chances.
Yes, Victor, what are you doing?
Just securing the rest of my assets.
Victor?
It was nice working with you, Sam.
Thought we weren't using the fake blood until next week.
We're not.
When I grow up, I want to be just like him.